Let's get this thing started. I gotta send my link to everybody. Gonna do a little mock draft. It is always so awkward on Twitch before people get in here, because I don't know what to say, and I just learned that I can't just play music on YouTube because I don't own the rights. So that's where I'm at. All right, I gotta send this to a couple channels. I don't know who all wants to see this, to be honest. Oh, there's already somebody in here. What's up, bro? I still don't know everybody's names, because in JBL, I can just see their normal name. How do I get this to go away? All right. Let's get this sent to a couple other channels. I'm not adding the channel for these. No deuce as usual. No deuce. Oh, what's up, Trevor? Trevor. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to still figure out if you're my enemy or my friend. I have no idea. So I'll say this. Can I pull up the combine, or do I not have it in my... I need the link. I want to talk about these combine real quick before it wipes, unless it already has. Where is the link? Somebody sent... Oh, I'm in JBL4, bro. I don't know what goes on in JBL4. Where is it? Yeah, it really saddens me I can't play YouTube music because it's illegal. Okay, so I guess it already reset. Thanks. Interesting. Who's the... One of these guys that's like not even that hyped, or at least not hyped to me, was going crazy in the other combine. And I can't remember who it was. Dang, I wish I would have started this when I could see the other numbers. So, Kyron Craig going crazy again. Jalen Rivers. Gerard Kirk. I've got some thoughts on him. Oh, okay. Brad posted the old stats. Dude, they make it so hard to navigate on here. Where are the old stats? Are these the old box scores? I want all of the, like, combined stats. Hey, I can't lie, this is real. That's real JBL GM stuff right there, baby. All them tabs open. All right, folks. No time to waste. We are going to do a mock draft. I'm going to do my official mock draft. Obviously, this is going to be for Trey. I'm in Trey. I believe in Trey is the greatest league in the world. I don't think it can ever be topped. I would rather die than be anywhere other than Trey. So, this is the top 14 for Trey. It's not going to be the top 14 for Prime. It's not going to be the top 14 for whatever they call JBL4. That said, some of this is going to be team specific. I am going to try slightly at least. I'm really going to try to say who I think the best players are. Like, I would love it if I can get this top 14 to be the 14 best players as far as I see it, but we might encounter some teams that the best players just are not a fit. That's possible. Happens every year. That's how players slide down the draft board. But, you know, while there will be some team-specific stuff, you can still hear what I think about the players. You don't have to care what I say about the players at all. I don't care. Don't listen to anything I say. It doesn't matter to me. But if you do care, then listen to what I say. So let me clean my glasses off, which are literally perpetually dirty. I don't know if this is a thing, but I think big glasses, when you first get glasses, I think there's some chemical film on the lenses that make them rarely get dirty. There's rarely dust on them. There's rarely fingerprint smudges. Now, I get it happens, and you have to clean them off. But, buddy, after about 2 years of wearing the same pair of glasses, I can just say it's like an iPhone when the battery goes down. All of a sudden, there's constant dust. Even though you were able to not get your glasses scratched for years, suddenly they all have these little micro scratches all over them. And it's just annoying. It's probably time for a new pair, but you know what? You know what? I'm not going to buy new glasses because they make you, at least in Kentucky, they force you to get an eye doctor appointment first to make sure your prescription is up to date. My eyes have not changed that much. And even if they have, I've gotten used to seeing this way. I don't want to see better. So, yeah. Let's get a drink of water before we get into this. I did come here for glasses care. You just came here for the show and a meal, because go get your popcorn. Let's see. Keep going. I missed it. So I got to keep going. Keep going. Oh, right here? Cool. Okay, so can I pull this up fully? No. Yeah, Novak. Who the heck is Novak, bro? Okay, he's 22, shooting guard, who is 6'5". That makes sense of why I don't really know who he is. What's this guy all about? He's all right. He shouldn't be putting up all them points. We're going to play a little game here tonight called Can I Make It a Whole Stream Without Accidentally Revealing Who I Intend to Take? And now that I'm thinking about it, there's all kinds of traps for me to fall into and accidentally reveal it. But anyway, Colin Togg, I'm pretty sure I said this in chat the other day. He is criminally underrated. I think he's going to be so good. I don't plan to take him at 4, but I think he's awesome. Craig Ackerman, Steve, a bunch of nobodies. Shane Jarman. What? What is this? Oh, Brown mentioned. That's one of my new favorite games to play in the JBL, given that the season is, wound down and the doldrums of the off-season are here. We're just waiting patiently until the draft. I just love setting a little alert every time the word Brown is used and then saying Brown mentioned and seeing how many people will do a Brown emoji. It really just brings me joy. There's no way that that's true. There's no way Talon stayed up until 3. Amongst the corn, you stayed up till 3. You just sat amongst stalks of corn waiting. No, I don't believe that. But first on the board, we'll just go ahead and get started. I can never... Okay, yeah, we're going to get started with the Scorpions. Now, the Scorpions made a big move to get this pick. Let's see if I can pull it up. We're going to get 1,000 tabs going. We're going to see how many tabs we can get pulled up. Let's search Scorpions. I hate that sound. So, 3 picks. I wish I could see what picks they were. I remember these are pretty solid. I mean, the Dragons should be solid. Oh, and the Drones. So that's super interesting because the Drones are like, I have been known to say the Drones are the worst team in the world and never will be good. But then they traded for Pfeiffer. So it's possible that they may become good. Either way, I kind of like the upside on these picks because somebody in chat the other day said, how many wins do you think Pfeiffer's worth? And I think it's like 6 or 7. Moving on. And then the Warriors. So, pretty good haul. Which, I think the first went for like 5 or 6 picks. last year. But, not all picks are created equal. I actually like that return. So the Scorpions have made their move to get up to number 1 for an obvious reason. I mean, we don't even really need to say it, but it's for Kyron Craig. We all know that. Now, I have been on the record saying I don't think Kyron Craig is as good as other people think he is. And mostly because of the three-point shooting. I think he's really more of a slasher. And I said last time, too, and I still think he's best at point guard, which I think in Trey, I don't know if Dalton's going to play him at point guard or not. I know somebody else tried to trade for him to make him a point guard. And I know people that I trust have told me that they think he's a point guard. I don't know what Dalton plans to do with him. But if I were Dalton... Oh, yeah, he says point guard. Let me read this chat back a little. Mrs. Gage making an appearance.
I'm not on camera.
No, you're not on camera.
Hi, JBL. Happy Valentine's Day.
Can you keep that door shut? Yeah, she says Happy Valentine's Day. Can it be noted that it's Valentine's Day and I am dedicated to this draft? I'm completely dedicated for this draft. No one else even offered for Craig? That's not true. That's not even close to true. It's not even 1% true. Valentine's Day mock drafts. Kyron Craig. The good thing about Kyron Craig is that he can be the guy. Huge gravity, huge ball handling, huge self-creation, huge ISO. That's everything you want to see from the guy. Huge first step, huge top speed, huge athleticism, great intangibles. Like, he absolutely has, like, the skeleton of the guy. But he's going to have to put some meat on them bones because, 13 three-point shooting that's going to come in at 9 or 10, not stuff you see from the guy. Now, he shot decent, 35.5%, 36% from 3 as a freshman, 34% usage, and... oh my goodness, 62% true shooting percentage. So you throw a lot of volume at him, he will take shots, he will make shots. But that's against college competition. So we know playing against JBL defenders is tougher. Having that post-fog training camp hit is going to drag these down. So the two things are the three-point shooting and the finishing. So he's really good at getting to his spot. He's really good at creating for himself. He's good at creating for others, but he's got that low spacing, low finishing, and low three-point. So we know he can get to where he wants to go, but what is he going to do when he gets there? I obviously expect him to figure it out. I mean, he's the legacy kid. He's having a big combine. I'm sure he's going to be an awesome player. That's not really in question. Is he the strongest number 1 pick we've had? No. I mean, he'd probably be like a top 5-ish pick, top 6-ish pick in other years. But that's the pick. We all know. At least in Trey. So I'm locking that in. I'm actually going to, as we go, ones that I'm utterly confident about, I'm going to lock it in. I need to make up some game where there's like points for how many I get right and how many I get wrong, and my lock-ins are worth like 5 times more points. That's a lock-in. Next pick, we got the Pilots. I have been basically begging Spencer to tell me who he's taking. Well, Spencer is being a real, secret keeper because he won't tell me. He's trying to be mysterious. He's been trying to be Rey Mysterio literally the entire offseason. He thinks he's a media ringmaster, and maybe he is. But I don't know who he's taking. So let's take a look at his team. As we all know, I'm not very familiar. Oh my gosh, he has no players. So he's got Kessie. So here's the problem I'm seeing right off the bat. He's obviously blowing it up. He's 28-54. His team's not good. He's gotten rid of most of his players. The only good ones he has left is Kessie and Payne. You obviously expect these guys to move because they don't really fit the timeline anymore. Reed Calloway might. But isn't he just like a random guy? Oh, he was drafted number 7. and then had a good rookie year and then just sucked? Okay. So, yeah, he's just a guy. Why would you draft a guy number 7? I mean, he kept playing minutes. Did you draft over him? I mean, he's a bum as far as I'm concerned. Kadeem Wills, good player. He was my second choice last year. If I didn't get Ham, I was a Kadeem Wills guy. He's good. Reuben Smith, again, I like Reuben Smith. How did he come over defensively? Oh, not bad. That is not bad at all. 14s across the board. And then a little bit of off ball. And I have below average scouting accuracy on pros. So I'm sure that he's a little better than that. He looks good. That's not bad. Can Kadeem Wills play center? Yeah. Is he playing center? Half and half. Okay. I like the front court. And then he's got OS. So he's not taking point guard. Okay. He's got 2 big men I like, and he's got a point guard that I really like. So in theory, I don't know why. There's no chance he takes a point guard because he took him. Does it show? Yeah, number 4. He took him number 4 overall. He's locked in at point guard unless he moves him to like shooting guard, which he could. I wouldn't. I feel like he loses his size advantage a little bit. So he took a guy number 4. He took Wills number 17. He took Reuben Smith number 30. So maybe he doesn't believe in Wills and Smith. Reuben Smith's going to be a Hall of Famer. I agree. I mean, maybe he's thinking that since these are like, 17 and 30, he needs to like double down on a big man. That doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, Wills can be your center of the future. Reuben Smith, dude, should I trade for Reuben Smith live on air? Oh my gosh, 16 3-point shooting, 13 spacing, so he like low-key actually spaces. He's just strictly a catch-and-shoot guy, which that's fine. Draws a little bit of fouls, hits a little bit of free throws, finishes. ISOs? He can do some stuff out of the post. He passes. He's got some gravity to him. Have I made a mistake not taking him? I took Jadakiss Hollywood instead of Reuben Smith. But I will say, and this makes sense, he was older. Or no? How old was he when he came in? 20? Yeah, so I think he was at least a year older than Hollywood, and he had really low potential. I guess that's the problem with him, is that this is a phenomenal base for a stretch 4 who can also kind of be an offensive hub. But the problem with him is that he doesn't have any potential. Like, this is what he is at 22. But I don't believe that. Literally at all. This is not all he is. We learned from our esteemed commish that your potential can rise. You can break the ceiling of your potential. Whatever you see here, whatever you see, I don't have any college players pulled up right now. The little description, they can exceed what they were thought to be. So, I mean, to me, I would just be giving this guy so many minutes. And he is. And what's he doing with him? Oh, he's playing good. 13. Inefficient, but everybody's inefficient. I've proven that. Reuben Smith. I'm going to replace Bryce Ham with this guy. Super unathletic, too. Dude, to me, I haven't looked at any of the teams, obviously. Why would I look at other teams? I don't care about other teams. I care about the Nashville Stars, baby. But at the end of the day, Reuben Smith is a dog, dude. Play him, keep playing him 2,000 minutes, get his usage up because he can ISO. He absolutely can shoot. Kick some passes out to this guy and get his driving tendency up to like 10 and let him go to work. Dude, you get this guy at pick 30. I wouldn't draft over Reuben Smith, and I certainly wouldn't draft over Kadeem Wills. I mean, if potential's your problem, literally just let him run wild like I did with Bryce Hammond's potential will rise. Or it could just be like one of those guys like Leroy Allen for me, where his potential doesn't rise, but you find out he's a baller. So I don't know why you draft a big. You have your point guard of the future. You got two really good bigs that are really young. Wing for me. So I guess the question, because I do know some information. I do know some secrets, and I have told some secrets of my own. So the question is, do I go off of what makes sense or what I know? I think I'm going to do a version of both and not tell you when I'm doing either one so that I do not betray my information. Which, as I said, I actually don't know who the pilots are taking. I think I know who they want to take. So let's go back. I mean, Dong is literally sitting right there, dude. It's like you have the point guard. You have the bigs. You need a wing. Because you drafted Salvatierra with the expectation that he'd be the guy. You took him pick 4. I'm going to be honest. I didn't even remotely plan to spend this much time on any team. I don't know if I'm going to spend this time on every team. But I've had a lot of conversations with him, and I think you're going down the wrong path, brother. Not for my sake. You know who I want to draft. I already told you. I don't even think you're considering it. I don't benefit from saying this. But you should take a wing. And Dong is such a great wing in literally any system. Like, here's what he does. High-level three-point shooting, high-level perimeter defense, high-level passing, and ball handling. Son, that's filthy. And he's 19 with a massive frame. I'll say this. I don't think that he's going to take Dong. But if he doesn't, I think it's dumb. I think that it would be really dumb to take anybody other than Dong. Because Dong has a higher ceiling than anybody else. I mean, hold on, before I say that. I'm not going to say he has a higher ceiling of anybody else, but it's one of the highest. He just does, like, he's a winning basketball player. He should take Dong Jeron. I don't know how to say it. He should be drafting Dong without a second hesitation. I'm putting this in red because I actually don't think it's going to happen, but I think it should. Rockets. It's sorted by the cities, and where it's not real life, I always forget what the cities are. Austin Rockets. Never said you didn't want Dong. Well, I'm just saying, that's the extremely obvious pick. How many people are in here? I can never tell now that I'm on Twitch. Okay. 16. Good God. Welcome. All right, so he's got Kalimba. He's got Carlisle. Let's sort by potential. I don't care about these dudes like AD Clayman. Here's his dudes. I mean, yeah. So I think this is pretty clear. I think a lot of people are going to be on the same page with me here. The guy has 2 point guards, one that's just a guy, and then a 31-year-old. And what this class has is an awesome point guard. Jared. I'm calling him Gerard. Putting a little sauce on it. Gerard Kirk. I mean, how often do you see a player page like this? This is a nice player page. He is 21 as a 4-year senior, which is not typical. But there's nothing that he doesn't do. He shoots. He creates for himself. He creates for others. He plays elite defense. He's an elite athlete. He can do all the stuff. ISO, pick and roll. He's high IQ. He's confident. Personality. You like to see that from your engine. I have asked so many people if they think that this guy's like a number one option in an engine, and every person has told me no. But I think he is. And I did say to Blake on text today, the only thing that would make me not think he is his height. 6'3" with a 6'6" wingspan is not going to scale as an engine the way that like a 6'7" guy with a 6'10" wingspan would. I think that's his only knock. I don't even think his age is a knock because a lot of players in this draft are 21. He had a productive senior season. There's nothing he can't do. Like, this is the biggest plug-and-play guy in the draft. Like, you put this guy on any team, and he's going to be really good. So, I'm saying Gerard Kirk. I'm locking that in, baby. I feel so confident about that. You need a point guard? You take a point guard. Sometimes it's just that simple. Stars! Ooh! Here we go. I've already got so many tabs open that I can't remember what's where. Let's bring this over here. And let's go to the famous Nashville Stars. Now, here's what I'll say about the Stars. We are so locked and loaded right now. We're just locked in and dialed in. Everybody told me I'm an idiot. They told me that, Gage, you can't stop making trades. You're just trading every good player you have away. This guy's ruined his roster. But alas, we are in prime position. The last couple players that I've drafted, as you can see, all 5-star potentials. Ding, 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 ding. Big ballers. And, it says 4.5. It is 5. Before Commish tweaked the potential system because too many people were getting 5s, they were 5s. They're 5s. Shows 4.5. 4.5's the new 5. I do have 3. 1, 2, 3. They were 5s. They were knocked to 4.5s. Point is, even my role players, high potential. What is going on? Is this wedges that a woman would wear as shoes? No. I love cheese fries to a level you can't even imagine. Nacho cheese. KFC's garbage. Nobody from Kentucky likes KFC. So, what will the Stars do? Well, at point guard, we've got a very high potential young man named Xavier Yates, who we drafted as a combo guard who we played at shooting guard year 1. Then we moved him over to point guard where he's been very successful, I would say. Draft him number 22. At shooting guard, we have the great Russell Killer. We drafted him number 12 a couple years ago. Neither of these guys have the craziest stats yet, but I haven't been trying to get them crazy stats. This guy, on the other hand, I did try to get crazy stats, and he won Rookie of the Year. Bryce Ham, the most controversial player in the whole JBL universe. I believe in him. Am I down on him right now? Yeah. Do I think that he's plays like an idiot? What words can you say on Twitch? Do you think he plays like an idiot? Yeah, he plays like an idiot, but that's fine. He's young. Jadakiss Hollywood, drafted him at number 17. So it's like I have all these guys who are 21 years old that were all top 20 picks. And then Sazir Lund, who actually I would have been my first ever JBL draft pick had not he went one pick ahead of me, and I got the psycho murderer Kyler Amundsen. I have loved Shazir Lund since day one, and he's now on my team where he belongs. So that's kind of my guys: Yates, Keller, Lund, Ham, and Hollywood. Leroy Allen's like a guy off the bench for me. But, yeah, I'm going to be honest. It's hard to say what you want to replace. If Gerard Kirk makes it one more pick, maybe you think you take a premium guy at point guard because, Yates is kind of a project. He wasn't really meant to be a point guard. Maybe you say, Razul Keller is not the guy, and there's a lot of guys who are shooting guards in this class. Maybe you take one of them. Maybe you say you replace Shazier Lund, even though I don't think a lot of people realize I traded a first for him. And I don't even know why I did that, to be honest. I think at the time I just felt like I just need to trade this first. So I did. And then it's like, Ham's probably not getting replaced. Hollywood. Maybe you replace Hollywood. Maybe you take Ilker Vic. I would say it would, with Kirk off the board, it can't be point guard because while I like this point guard class a lot, there's probably not anyone that should go at 4. Dong is gone, so I'm not going to replace Keller with anybody under him. I mean, I'm not going for Valentine or Bryson Howard at 4. Maybe replace Lund. That's viable. Replacing Ham after all of my history with him is not happening. So it's really down to like a big man or a wing. Craig's gone. Dong's gone. So I would say the couple players in play is Wingfield and Tagaloa and Vic. These are probably, in my opinion, the highest end guys that could go top 4 and make sense. So Ruben Wingfield, you've got phenomenal defense. I'm not going to talk too much about these players right now, but great defense, great passing and playmaking, can weirdly really hit a free throw and not any other shot. Great intangibles guy, like ultimate glue guy, but I typically am more offensive minded, as people know. Tagaloa, to me, he's like Wingfield light defensively, but he actually does have some offense to his game. And then Vic, who he's not like quite a modern big, but he's not that far off. He can step out a little. He can shoot a little from 3. So he's like, to me, he's like a traditional big plus stuff. And for me, if this is how the board falls, you don't have, yeah. If this is how the board falls, I'm going Vic. He's 20, which so is Wingfield, but I can't get over the offense. So for me, I'm taking Ilker Vic here. I'm not locking it in because I have no idea how the board's going to fall. But if it fell this way, I'm getting Ilker Vic. No smoke. Now the Predators. This is a weird one because I don't know what they're doing or why they're doing it, because recently it seemed like they were kind of going all in, and now it seems like I don't know what they're doing, because they're sending out some really good players, but they're taking in some really good players, including Kareem Zuida. I like this team, by the way. If there's one thing about Jason, he's going to put about 8 good players on the team. And mind you, he just traded Kelvin Page. They just have aura. Should I have been the Predators? Can I switch? I had no idea that you guys want less content, but seeing that Jerb is saying I'm spending too much time. Okay, and that'll be the stream. Jerb doesn't like this. Just kidding. I don't know what Zuida's spacing is. I don't think it's that great, but I might be wrong. Jerb is low-key hilarious. 18, yeah. You know one thing that really irritates me? No shade to Kamish at all. When you go to your own players and you go to scouting, it shows like this. But when you go to a player that's not on your team, it shows like this. And the fact that gosh dang it. The fact that the execution moves from there to there throws me off so badly. I can't, in my mind, find anything or compare anyone. Does that ever happen to you? I don't know who Tripping Over Laces is. I think if you have a name that's not your JBL name, you should say your name before you say something for the first time so I know who you are. Herb? It could be Herb if he's Spanish. Anyway. Predators. Where'd they go? Yeah, I keep the mystery. That's fine. What do they need? Not a point guard. Clearly. Between McCoy and Zuida. I'm not guessing he's going to replace Hyde. In my mind, the one thing I can say about the Predators is that they should get a guy that helps them win now more than any other top picking team. Because he was 48 and 34 last year. So his team is good. And while he did get rid of some guys, what's his win share difference? So he got rid of Radanovic, Walton, Vega, Page, and took in David Zuida and Lucarati. I mean, okay. But he's not rebuilding. He has too many good players on his team to be rebuilding. So I think you take a guy that can help you win now more than later. So it's going to get so hard to realize who's left the way I'm doing this. I think he takes Wingfield. And the reason I think he takes Wingfield is because he's a guy, I think more so than the others left here, that can contribute in a meaningful way right away. And here's why. A lot of the ratings, especially the scoring ratings, they come over and get nuked almost because you're playing way tougher guys, way bigger guys, and way harder defense. But I think defense translates way better than offense does. So does passing. You might not be able to score, like, say you're one of these popular, like, self-creating ISO scorers. It's going to be a lot easier to, like, go cook against a college point guard or wing than it is against a pro one. But it's not going to be any harder to pass than it was before. And even, the players that you're guarding are going to be better, but you still know how to play the defense. So I think that, like, everything that translates best is what he has. He has insane intangibles. He can play forever. He can do all the glue guy stuff. So he helps you win right away. And also, the Predators just got rid of Vega. And Vega was this type of guy. Maybe he got rid of Vega knowing that he could just grab Wingfield and have a younger version who maybe gets a three-pointer at some point. I mean, almost definitely not, but maybe that's what he's thinking. He can rebound. I think you take Wingfield. I'm not going to lock it in or anything, but I feel pretty strongly about it. Yeah, Wingfield and Link together, that's what I'm saying. He likes those kind of guys. He likes those guys who are glue guys who can come in and win right away. He just fits their culture completely. I feel like the Predators are like the Heat culture team of the JBL3. I mean, I would want to take him so bad. I feel like he's a very unique player. This is just egregious. But, you know, the thing is, not everybody wants to play the same kind of basketball. I want to play, like, hyper-efficient, like, beautiful offensive basketball. Not everybody wants to do that. So he might not be a good fit for me, but, I mean, for any team that can live without three-point shooting and him being not anything more than a glue guy on offense, what a dream prospect, because he's 22. I know that Benji was always saying he misses layups. And he shot 71% of the rim. So that's a lie. Oh. He took 70. He took 70% of his shots at the rim. He made 55% of them. That's pretty bad. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so sorry, actually, Benji, you did not lie. He's a 0 on offense for sure. But maybe you don't need to do a lot of training camps on him defensively, because look at this. I mean, what if this all drops to 16 and 17? It's clearly his thing. It's going to naturally grow. Just pour every training camp into offense. And, like, if after 8 years of doing that, he's, like, not a 0 on offense, I mean, he's going to be a monster in the playoffs. Yeah, definitely the strength. I didn't talk about that. It's terrible. But somebody I was talking to the other day made the point to me that, you know, he might get bullied by them physically, but he's probably a lot more athletic than bigs that he's facing. So you're losing the strength battle, but you lose the athleticism battle. Maybe it evens it out a little. I don't know. This kind of sucks too. But I'm actually not going to say that. So, Ruben Wingfield. On to the Vultures, the strangest team in the land, because they always take, you know, internationals, and they're willing to just roll the dice. And so they've got this just wild team. Hold on a second. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. 9 of his 15 players are not from America? That's unbelievable. Is that the highest in any JBL team across all universes? It has to be. That's an obscene number. How many do I have? Zero, because I love the United States. Wait, I guess this isn't an international, you know, community. There's people from Australia, Canada, and everywhere in between, so I guess I shouldn't say I love the United States like that. But I keep it in the U.S. Land of the free, home of the brave. Now, I'm curious. Is the national anthem copyrighted? Because before this stream started, I was trying to look up. Last time I played a couple songs on YouTube, and I don't want these to go down before someone sees. People get the opportunity to see them back. So I gotta be careful with what music I play. So just to double check, if I play it on YouTube, on Twitch, is that okay? All right. So. We listen to this every day in the locker room. No practice until we've sang the anthem. Florida, Texas, the great bluegrass state of Kentucky, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Texas, Michigan. What? Hold on! Stop! Stop! He's from Germany. And he's egotistical. I thought we were a pure red, white, and blue team. Can I release him? Germany. Oh my gosh. Okay. Up and coming wing. Egotistical. Well, I mean, he has good. Let me evaluate this guy. He's good. He's actually good. I mean, if someone got hurt, he could step in. I can't cut him. Well, you know, Benji, not everything in life can just be simple and straightforward. Sometimes you don't really know where it's headed next. So we're actually naming DeVore Giffey an honorary American because he went to college in Alabama. We're back to the Star-Spangled Banner, baby. Say, does that Star-Spangled Banner yet wave? Let's go. Boom! However, the Vultures, in case you forgot why we were doing all that, like internationals. So I'm just going to assume that he wants to keep being a wacky guy and take another international. I guess the question is, which international would you take? I'm not really familiar with these fellows. So, what does he need? What does he need? We got too many tabs going. Ruben Wingfield, get out of here. Point guard, Swift and Lenardis. Definitely not going that way. Shooting guard, sort this. I think he goes. Yeah, I mean, this is clear. I think he goes with the Pharaoh. I was told that the Egyptian player is called the Pharaoh. He's a really good player. He's friendly. Well, look, I'm not a bigot. Let's play Egypt's national anthem. I don't care. Doesn't bother me a bit. Well, here we go. No! 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 Is it copywritten? No! Help! 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 Okay. False alarm. Needless to say, I think he's going with this fellow. Why does it do this? Why must you Google? All day long. This is what I do. Salah Abdel Hakim. I'm not really going to talk about him because I'm just not. I don't like international players. I like the ones from the red, white, and blue United States of America. Skyhawks. Okay, so they were terrible last year. Here's what I'll say. Doesn't it gotta feel real bad to win 25 games and get picked 7? Oof! Oh, gosh, bro. 25 games and pick 7? Goodness. That's worse than anything you've ever heard in your life. So the team is screwed. Completely. For one. The team is screwed. All right, so who do we got here? I don't. I actually will lock this in, by the way, because the chance he does not take this guy is just 0. So that's my third lock. Skyhawks. They don't have really anyone good. There's nothing really good about the team. There's nowhere they really stand out except just dribbling it safely. Worst team I've seen in my life. I mean, I like this guy. I know he's a real stroker. This guy strokes. Okay. 6 attempts, 6 times a day you're stroking. Come on, man. This guy, get him out of here. Sick freak. It's falling apart. What was the Stars record against the Skyhawks? We're on to 2050. He just needs the best guy on the board. He ain't taking LaRue, is he? I mean, all these guys suck awful. Well, got a little potential. They're young. Nah, he's not taking LaRue. Literally one of the funniest things that's ever happened. The whole chat for days was like, good God, Braden Burgess is the best rookie of all time. And then all of a sudden it turns out that he just had him on number 1 in the hierarchy for no reason. We thought Zebro was dead. I don't think he takes LaRue. He's got too many young guys that have upside. He drafted that guy 34. He drafted that guy 67. Maybe you're right. 28. Undrafted 19. Yeah, he's not got a lot of draft capital. He's taken before he got there. He doesn't have very much draft capital tied up in the front court. And yet he did draft. He's kind of, maybe he does take LaRue. I just don't see, like, when it comes down to it, like, the Skyhawks are the Ravens of the JBL3. I always find it fascinating seeing the other logos and just saying, like, man, those aren't as good as ours. I mean, yeah, what? No. I just did it again. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it, Kamish. I'm not bashing other leagues. We're one big family. I just love my family. I mean, those are way worse than this one. Way worse. But whoever made them, I respect every second of effort they put into it. Just because it's worse doesn't mean it's bad. It means that it wasn't as good. So it can be good and not be as good. And that's all I'm saying. That's literally all I'm saying. This is the Ravens with a backwards Nike check. Talk about copyright. Call the police on ADF. Lock him up. I can't believe I'm doing this on Valentine's Day night. Unreal behavior. Oh, I thought she just came in here to get me. This guy doesn't even know who he wants, is the problem. Things have gotten very hard. I'm going to be honest. He's taken Tagaloa. Yeah. He sure is. None of these other guys. Yeah. He's doing it. He's taking Tagaloa. And I don't think he should. I don't agree with that. I don't even know why I made that red. You shouldn't, but you will, because he's really good. Where'd he go? The thing I like about Tagaloa is he does a little bit of everything except demand the ball. And that's kind of cool. Because sometimes guys just want to do everything in the whole world, and you don't need a bunch of those guys. This guy will do everything in the world, but he doesn't really care if he shoots. Look at that usage. He don't care, man. He's chilling. He's just doing his thing. Shooting really inefficiently at UNLV. That's probably a problem with the athletic director. But yeah, he's too good to make it past here. And I just feel like he'll like the name Brayton Tagaloa. It's a good one. Trey was the first with AI logos. Did we Looksmax and Mog all other universes? And then rose to fame by Jester Maxing? I bet the fact that I just said those words, I just gained 8,000 followers on Twitch. Blake hates young slang. Always has, always will. Huskies. I feel the Huskies... Am I allowed to say this? I feel the Huskies are just... They're just doing whatever, man. They're just literally doing whatever. They're just throwing spaghetti at the wall. They made Anwar Elisha a star. Then they tried to trade him. That's like me trading Bryce Ham. Do you know what kind of message that sends? He got Xavier Murray. Okay. No, I cannot make... Say this, everyone in chat. If you want to see a really stupid YouTube video, say yes. And if 4 people say yes, I'll play it. But it is very stupid. Very, very stupid. Yeah, no. They're just randomly doing stuff. They're getting a big man. Burns is getting older. Yeah. He sucks. Or is he good? He's alright. They're getting a big man. No one believes in Tao, by the way. So the next best big man, potentially, Colin Kaepernick. He's going to come in. They just traded for Stripling. This is a center. Oh, yeah, he's from... That's literally what I'm saying, bro. Yeah, he's definitely taking Casper. Fireballs. Another team that is just taking the route of just randomly doing things. Because they traded for Rougeau, and we're trying to win all these games to ruin my life. But now they've just torn it down and they have this roster. Roberto Vega, LeBradford Reith, and Gleb Luzon. They don't even have a point guard on the roster. Anthony Cummings isn't even real. I'm not... If you click on his player card, nothing shows up. But there's no point guards. Oh my gosh. I know what they should do. I wish I could see... Can I see their personalities? Because the knock on Mandana is that he has a bad personality. But if he has all good personalities, it could... If you want a point guard, I need to make this public service announcement. If you need a point guard and you don't want 6'3" Gerard Kirk or can't get him, and you want 6'8" Nude Mandana, this guy is a 6'8", 6'11" wingspan, 18 points a game at Gonzaga, point guard. Point guard. Germany. ISO. Self-creation. Shoot. Defend. Step. Disrupt. And that's him in a nutshell. He's so good. If this said anything other than disruptive or troublemaker or something like that, I would draft him at number 1. He's so good. Somebody should draft him as a point guard. Is it going to be the Fireballs? What do they think of Anthony Cummings? 2,000 minutes. But he's not good. He's got a lot of room to grow. Gosh, I bet he's talked himself into Anthony Cummings. I'm confused because this is a wing, this is a wing, this is a wing, this is a power forward. There's too many wings, and yet I feel he needs a wing because he's got all these tweeners. Is he playing mega small ball? 6'9", 6'10". So I guess Reith is his center. They are wings. They're like big wings. Look. Pass. Athlete. Bro. Wing. 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 Whatever. Neither of them can play wing, and yet you played him at small forward? Really? Kenny Cannon? Blake the Snake? Really? You played him at wing, but he's not a wing? That's your problem, big boy. I haven't thought very hard this far into the draft until now. It's getting tough, guys. What about Ackerman? He was balling out in the combine. This is a hard. I mean, what do you guys think? Say in chat. I really don't know. This is a hard pick. Because he's not taking one of these guys. I would say maybe Tagaloa, but he's gone. I mean, it's like Ackerman, right? Or unless he takes a shooting guard. He's got Starkweather. Gosh, man, this team is in hell. They don't even know what they want to pick. I would take Ackerman over Valentine in a heartbeat. I'm telling you. Hey, this is going to be another one. I'm just doing it. This is another one like the Pilots. I don't know if you're doing this, but you should. If you don't, you've messed up. That's why I put the red on. I'm putting it back. They won't do this, but they should. He should take Nud Mandana and play him at point guard. Now we're back to the Pilots, who needed a wing so desperately earlier, which we addressed with Dong. Yeah, I did. Because you got your point guards, you got your bigs. I would just take the next best perimeter guy. Because you're going to get rid of Kessie. Reed Callaway is just a guy. Isaiah Harris is just a guy. Andrade is just a guy. So, yeah, you have your bigs. You have your point guard. You have two really good bigs and a point guard who can be the guy. You added Dong, who's like the perfect helper, number 2 guy, to OS. And now you get another wing. And then that's your wings. And your lineup of the future is Salvatierra, rookie wing, Ruben Smith, and who's the center? Wills. I mean, I'm already marking it red because he's not going to do this, but this is what he should do. If I was the Pilots, this is what I would do. So Dong's gone, Wingfield's gone. Dong is big. He could slide to small forward. I don't really think he's a small forward, but he could do it. You could get Valentine. Bryson Howard. Let's take a look at this guy again. I mean, high potential, great shooter, great on ball, great. He's a defensive playmaker with that stealing, ambitious, super high work ethic, good athletics. He can pass, he can space. Perfect. This guy's perfect. He spaces it out for OS to drive. And so does Dong. You put 2 amazing spacers next to Dong. Next to Salvatierra. And then you've got another spacer in Ruben Smith. So you've got, oh my gosh, this is perfect. Dude, I'm cooking off the charts. I just fixed the Pilots. Yeah. He's a slasher, bro. So you have this nasty Helio slasher, Salvatierra, and then you have Valentine spacing it out with a super high 3-point rating. You have Dong spacing it out with a super high 3-point rating. And then you have Ruben Smith spacing it out with a 16 3-point rating as a power forward. And then you have Wills, who is just a big, nasty interior guy. Boom. That's exactly what you do. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. You won't, but you should. You really should. You have this. I don't know if you switch to pace and space. I don't know how athletic all these guys are. or if you switch to Maury, and you just go 5 out, wheels down there in the paint, just snatching everything, and you are 5 out with nasty 3-point shooters all over the wing, and then Oscar just go crossover, step back, behind the back. He's just like in his bag. He's like crossover. And then if anybody guards him, boom, there's 3 excellent shooters, and then you have big Wills. I want to be the pilot so I can do this. That's a perfect modern team. Can I switch with you to the Pilots? They have it made. I mean, they're back to the Skyhawks. Oh my gosh, dude. I don't know anything about what the Skyhawks should do. I'm not even going to think about it that hard. Earlier, they took Tagaloa because he can just kind of do everything. They need an identity pick, which is funny because Tagaloa is like the least identity pick guy in the whole draft because he's just kind of like nondescript and does all the good stuff. He needs a guy who gives him an identity. So I'm going to say he takes a safe pick who can do it all in Tagaloa, and then he's going to take an identity guy. LaRue. Perfect. It couldn't have ended up any better. Because he passed on him at first. He's like, I should take LaRue. I should build an identity around this really skilled big who's unique and cool. But he's like, I got to take the safe guy with Tagaloa. And then bang! Right when you least expect it, he grabs LaRue, who probably has the highest potential in the literal entire draft. Great intangibles. He's dedicated. He's everything you would want in a guy. And you grab him right there. I'm locking it in. He will be a Skyhawk. I'm not going to say it's this pick, so I'm going to unbold it so you know it's a little different from these lock-ins, but he should be a Skyhawk. This is perfect, man. This is exactly how it should go. Back to the Huskies. Why do so many teams have 2 picks in the top 14, man? I'm starting to think it's rigged and they're cheating. I mean, gosh, bro, it's so hard to find these teams when you don't know their cities. So earlier, they grabbed their big from Michigan, from the pipeline, and now they're back. They're back for more. They've got their point guard. I don't believe in any of these guys at all. Like, at all. I love what you got going on with the big man, and Casper could be a good add to that. You got your point guard. I hate these wings. Look, 8 outside shooting. 12 outside shooting. What is this? Scream? Are you a slasher? You want to do slashing? Well, I'm going to slash you to a pick that's going to help you. I'm pretty sure Ackerman's a really good shooter. I'm going to pull up a couple of these wings here. Oh, Croyle could be so good. High potential sophomore. Loved him coming out of high school. Went to USC. Oh, Tyrell Hawk. All right, I'm going to look at these guys. Ackerman. No, he's not the guy. I can't shoot good enough. Dude, I'm not going to lie. I think he wants upside more than he wants this. I think that... Is anybody mocking Croyle that high? In the tray? No, look. He's way down here. Nobody's taking Croyle seriously? It's crazy. Ooh, Thuram. That's a whole different identity, though. But maybe that's what he wants. He likes all these big guys, and Thuram can play small forward to me. Perfect. He's a freshman. He's got good potential. He can guard everything. Great rebounder. Pretty athletic. Can pass. Should I draft him at 4? He's a glue guy. I think they're taking him. I don't feel like really confident about it, but that wouldn't be too bad of a pick there. Fireballs. Back to the... How many of these teams have loaded up on picks in this terrible draft? We all feel like fools. Most of all me and Garvin Crouch. So, we took Mandana. Okay. Dude, some of these teams are just in prison. They just don't. Like, what is this? I'm not even saying it's their fault. Look, we took over these rosters. We're all trying to figure it out. I mean, I was one of the worst teams in the league. I'm not bashing the GMs, but I'm saying, what is going on with these rosters? What do you do with this? It's just all big men. So he doesn't need any more big men. I hate McCants. He needs a wing. Everybody needs a wing. What is wrong with y'all? There's all these wings out in the world, and y'all are just pretending they're not around. I don't either. I don't. Oh, no, I have Leroy Allen. I drafted him. Basically drafted for him. Traded. Drafted. Yeah. So of my 11 players that I have right now, I drafted 9, traded for 1, and inherited 1. I'm sure that it's getting to where most of us have built our own teams, but we're all in different stages of that. Well, no, that's not true, because some of these contenders are still kind of like at the tail end of what they took over. So here's another high... Because this team's in shambles, man. They need some just guys with high potentials that they can just play, and one day they're going to become better. So it's between Croyle and Flint. And I'm going to... Okay, Flint's younger. I think Croyle's a lot better, to be honest. But I can see him... He loves finishing. I'm going with Flint. I bet he's not getting mocked high either, but I think I put him top 14 in the one I did the other day. He's 20 and has really high potential and can pass great, play great defense, shoot threes great, finish great, and is really smart. I mean, am I crazy? Let me check this again and see where he's coming in. Yeah, he's not even on the... I mean, look, every year there's players who get like... Everybody tries to do smoke and fog and all that stuff, but most of the time we kind of see through the smoke. And then there's always 1 or 2 guys who make it fully through the smoke untouched, and nobody expected them, or everybody wanted them, and then somebody grabbed them. It's Delete Flint. He should not be this low. He's as young as a player can be in this draft, basically. Really high potential. Had a really good freshman year at Boston. Shout out Gravity Ghost, if he's still there. Took on a bunch of usage and was really efficient. He rocks! I'm tired of pretending he doesn't rock. So, I don't know if he goes to the Fireballs here. It's not a lock-in, but he should. He should go in the top 14. And I'm going to keep saying that. All right, and then the last pick, we got the drones. So many tabs. Now, I've been known to say that I can't stand what the drones have going on. and that they're real clownery and buffoonery going on in Charlotte. But they traded for Pfeiffer, which, you know, he might break both of his legs and 3 ankles next season and all be for nothing. He also traded for Battier. So in all of the crazy nonsense that he's had going on in his little triangle, his Bermuda Triangle, where everything goes to die, he's actually got some good players, and he's actually got some good stuff going on. And I just started laughing because I realized we are like 5 years into this, and he still has Caden Ford. He's been trying to trade Caden Ford for like 10 seasons. How long was this contract? And why didn't he amnesty it or whatever? When we came in, we were allowed to void 1 contract. What? Oh, okay. So it's done. Karen? Never heard anyone say Karen Ford. The fact that he's still around and he's still just been playing him away. Just playing away. Spacing and ball handling all day long. I mean, did he used to be the man? Crazy lore. But Pfeiffer, Battier, some of these kind of younger guys, he's acquiring talent. He needs a point guard, unless you think Basil Sanchez is good. He does not need a big man. What about one of these international point guards? I don't believe in Basil Sanchez, because if a GM drafts you like in the lottery and then tries to trade you after 1 season, you ended up as a sucky guy. Like, you're not that guy. Did Vincent go already? Valentine did. So let's check out him and Valenti. These are the only 2 I consider. Now, here's what I'll say. I want to talk about Valenti first. This guy's an animal. And he is another guy who, if we look, is being mocked mega low, and yet in a class that we all know is not very good. The 20-year-old from LaSalle with a 5-star potential freshman somehow isn't getting any hype, and I think it's because everybody is trying to cheat. I'm joking. I think that they're just trying to throw people off the trail. He is egotistical, but you want him to be. He's from Maryland, and he learned at a young age that he's the best player. That's why he's egotistical. That's why he has a high potential. He couldn't have that potential without being egotistical. And he's going to come in with a chip on his shoulder because he has very low media hype, and he thinks he's the man. So what are we doing? Why do you lie? I don't smoke. I'm the only one who's not puffing away at a Marlboro Red the whole off season. I just say what it is. I said for a month that I wanted Bryce Ham, and I've always wanted Bryce Ham, and I'll always want Bryce Ham. Quit pretending Valenti is not a top 14 pick. I'm not even looking at that other guy. It should be Khalil Valenti. Here's why. He has swag. He's 6'5" point guard with a 6'10" wingspan. That's good. He's young. He has high potential. He can shoot threes. He can shoot free throws. Everything looks good with the playmaking. Spacing could be a little better. That's fine. He's younger. Elite defense. High IQ. Elite athleticism. You can work on creation, bro. You don't need creation right off the rip. He can clearly do other stuff. He can ISO. Boom. Oh, wait. Yeah, and this is perfect because he's a high IQ guy, which is perfect for what they're doing. Perfect. I'm putting this another red one as they won't do it, but they should. So, yeah. I mean, at the top, you know, it's kind of chalk, but I think that some of these guys who are not getting talked about, these 19 and 20-year-old guys with really high potential, should get drafted really high. I'm sorry, but I don't think you guys are drafting Orlando Fitzpatrick over a point guard like this. Or a wing like this. Or a, power forward / small forward like this. I just don't believe that you're going to do it. I mean, who do we got here that we didn't... Hold up. Let me just refresh it. Who did we pass over? Who got kicked off of the life raft? Zay Crooks. Y'all taking a 21-year-old 6'9" center over a 5-star potential 20-year-old point guard who looks really good? Are you going to take 21-year-old freshman? How? I don't even want to talk about that. Are you going to... I mean, they're all 21. No. This guy... People are hyping up this guy. He's not any good. People pretending they think he's good so they can get the other guy. 19. Low potential. Bad personality. Cooked. Put him in a pot. He's cooked. Yeah, I don't know, man. Y'all just shouldn't pass up on these guys. The only player that No, I'm not going to say that. At the end of the day, this is the 14. This is a mix of current talent and potential. This is how it should go. Will it go that way? No. It's not going to go that way. Why? And everyone's trying to trade their pick and trade. I don't know if that's going on in the other leagues. Everyone wants out of this draft. And I don't think that's correct. Because if at pick 14, because that's like the range that's trying to be traded, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, like that range. If you can get a guy like Flint or Valenti at like 15, why would you not want that? Who cares if he fits? They're really high potential and really athletic and have a really good base to be a good player. Who are you going to get next year at 15 that's a lot better than that? I don't know. This is probably the most questionable pick. But I really believe in him. So, we're going to close out with the rest of the Egypt national anthem, and thanks for coming.